Hello, gorgeous. My name is Eva and I'm a coach for pleasure and I'm a Theta healer. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what actually Theta healing is. And I'm also going to share with you why I'm connecting this with embodiment work and why I feel the benefits of putting embodiment work and Theta healing together. So first of all, what is Theta healing? Theta healing is a modality that, very logically speaking, works with the brainwave theta, like gamma, beta, theta. And theta neuroscience found out that in this state, it's the state before nearly falling asleep. So when we fall asleep, our brain waves go actually back to delta. So it's really the state of nearly falling asleep, but close to it. And if you look at the curves from neuroscience, it's a very, very slow, very relaxed brainwave. And you would also see it, it's actually a brainwave also of meditation or hypnosis or relaxation. So it's a really, really deep, relaxing state. And really for us, it's very important that we are more often in this state so that our function of our brain actually expands. But we are very much into alpha and beta all the time when we are in movement, when we are in doing, which is also good, but we kind of need the balance of more times of theta and delta to relax and to, to use the full capacity of our brain. So this is the little neuroscience part of it. But we work with that frequency, we work with that brainwave to really come back into this relaxed state. And when we are in this very relaxed state, it's very easy for us to connect with our subconscious mind, because in the end, I know we like to think, oh, everything is conscious and we can control everything and we know everything. But science has found out that really only 4% are actually consciousness. So maybe in a very, very best case, it's 10%. So it's very low. So, you understand, like 90% of our life, we are actually working from the subconscious state, which on one hand is really, really good. When you think about, I like to give the example of how you started driving. When the first time you sat in the car, you were like, oh my God, how do I navigate through all of this? Like all this buttons and everything. The moment of sitting into the car the first time is so hyper overwhelming. But at some point, after some certain lessons and everything, and now when you're driving, like me, for example, I have my driver's license for over 20 years. So, I don't really get this overwhelmed any longer. And also what happens in the brain is really they're like neurological pathways created that it's very, very easy, for the brain to pick it up. So, we don't use that much energy any longer when we enter the car, for example. And this is one very practical example. You can take it with everything, even like brushing your teeth or something, like, or even when you think about when you're a child, how long it took you to learn walking, and now it's the most normal thing for you, right? Probably. So, it's also very smart from our brain that we don't use so much energy. So, on this part, it's very, very good. So we have these pathways of coded information where we say, oh, okay, cool, this is how I'm doing things and I don't need to use up that much energy anymore. However, the same thing works for also subconscious beliefs and blocks. And when you really think about it, when you listen, when, for example, my mom said to me when I was a child, Eva, you can't do it. It may have been probably absolutely right when I was a 4-year-old, 3 years old, that I, for example, couldn't do anything, couldn't cook or something for it, right? So, back then it was the right thing to say, I'm too small to not do it. However, now as an adult, it's obviously not helpful anymore. And this is also a very simple example, sorry. But anyways, with other things, when I heard too many times, no, I cannot do this, I'm not worthy of it or whatever, like my mind also, like my subconscious mind created pathways for it. So, for example, money is a beautiful thing. Like when I was a child, to protect me also in terms of, child trafficking or whatever. My parents used to say to me, well, if somebody offers you money, if a stranger offers you money, don't take it. So, you know, I kind of really programmed it in myself, like, oh, if somebody offers me something, I'm not taking it from a stranger, right? However, now being self-employed, being an entrepreneur myself, is obviously not useful to have a belief like that, right? You would agree with this, that it's not useful to say, oh, I'm not taking money from a stranger. But you know, the subconscious has these programs. And with Theta healing, what we do, we go into this kind of level, we connect you with that level, and we see whatever is kind of programmed in your subconscious mind and what is kind of still working for you. We want obviously to keep all the programs that you still absolutely love, but we also going to use these programs which are not beneficial for you anymore. And also with that, we also have to look into it. Why are they still serving you, right? Like, because it's the subconscious always wants to keep us safe. So, you know, it's always something really to look into it, like, ah, if I still have that belief, how is this belief still serving me with me? Like, how is it still working for me? Rather than, oh, I have this limiting belief and I need to get rid of it. Yes, we're going to transform it, we're going to change it, but we also going look into it, why it's still serving you. Because once we understand how it is still serving us, it's easy to let it go. And then, you know, we also feel much better with it, right? So with Theta healing, we work with that energy. And more spiritually speaking, we connect with the divine energy. We also go back, we say we go to the highest plane, we go to source energy, and we really look into it. What is the highest, best truth for it? And what else is required? So it's not only about releasing blocks. Why I love Theta healing so much, it's also because it's also activating a lot of things. It's activating what else do I require to really come to my highest potential. So whatever you come, say for example money or sexuality topics or shame, like let's maybe talk the topic of shame. I love the topic of shame. So you know, like shame around sexuality, around feeling this desire to be a sexual active woman, right? So I mean, this is like a lot of shame around that. So on one part, we can release whatever is there. And on the other hand, we can also look like, what else is required? What else do I need? Like, maybe I need the sensuality, like, maybe I can download myself sensual movement. So, you know, let my body and each cell of my body remember sensual movement, right? And that's why I also love perfectly to combine it with embodiment practices, because one part is this energetically and subconsciously clearing and activating whatever is there on this plane. But then we go back into the body and we also start learning that, because when you think about it, for everything else, we have a gym, we have everything, we have personal trainers, everything we can actually learn. But pleasure and sexuality is something, especially as women, which is still a taboo, which we still don't learn so well. So, you know, that's why these embodiment practices come in so beautifully, because then we learn to understand our body again. And it's not really about telling you this is the right thing to do. It's not like this. It's more about, oh, I didn't know my body likes that. I didn't know like my body likes this movement. I didn't know I like this sensation, or I was not even aware of that, what all is possible with my body. So really it's about exploring, and it's, yeah, to have fun with it. And yeah, that's why I love to combine Theta healing and embodiment, so that you really come to this playfulness, so that you can on one hand heal and activate and then go into embodiment practices. Okay, I hope you find this very useful, and see you next time. Have a beautiful day, darling.